So yesterday evening, the New York Knicks picked up a 2-0 series lead over the Philadelphia 76ers. The talks about this game have been the officiating, they have been the health of Joel Embiid, but to me, this series has been all about grit and grind for the Knicks. The culture is the best it's ever been, or at least the best it's been since the late 90s, early 2000s. The Knicks are playing some high-level basketball right now. The difference between these two teams is that, okay, the Sixers, they might have more star power, with Julius Randle being out, of course. Maxey and Embiid were both fantastic, but outside of that, the Knicks are significantly better. Josh Hart, who would be on the bench if Randle was out there, plays 48 minutes, scores 21 points, grabs 15 rebounds, 7 of 16, 4 of 7 from 3. And then, of course, you've got Isaiah Hartenstein, who started the season as a bench player and has been, ever since starting, of course, he was on a minute restriction this year, but ever since he's been starting, he's just gotten better and better. His energy is always there. 8 boards, 14 points, 4 assists. 3 block shots. Hartenstein made the plays that he needed to help his team win the game. He blocked Maxey. He got an offensive rebound off of that DiVincenzo miss, kicked it out to OG, and then OG swung it to Dante for the game winner. Double bang from Mike Breen. I mean, and OG as well. This game, 37 minutes, he was quiet statistically, but OG, he did knock down, of course, those free throws at the end of the game. And it just seems like he's always in the right place at the right time, and defensively, he just makes the Knicks a much better team. Jalen Brunson has been the biggest shocker for the Knicks, I would say, in this series. He's played the worst 2 games, arguably, of his career in the playoffs. Of course, game 1 and game 2, not in the playoffs, but just in his NBA career. It just happened to be these 2 games. 8 of 29, 24 points, 8 boards, 6 assists. The thing for Brunson is that he is getting doubled and triple teamed. The defense on him has been fantastic. Nobody defends him better in the league than the Sixers. I didn't expect him to struggle like this, but if Brunson can just find a way to overcome this and to knock down those shots, then the Knicks truly are going to be the biggest threat in the East to the Celtics if they aren't already, but especially if Brunson can play like he did the entire season. But this is the thing about the Knicks, and we talked about this the entire year, or at least since the trade deadline, is that they don't need Brunson to be great every single night because they have all of these weapons around him. You know, Bojan Bogdanovic scored 6 points in 12 minutes, nothing crazy. Miles McBride gave you 9 points. Mitchell Robinson scored just 1 point from the free throw line. But you look at the 76ers bench, Batum had 6 points, Reed had 2 points, Buddy Hield had 2 points. We know the Sixers bench isn't going to score a lot, and normally the Knicks bench does give you more than that. I mean, they played 3 guys, and Bojan McBride have been fantastic this season, but they just were picked up by Josh Hart giving you 21. I mean, it's just not normal that Hart is going to go out there and give you 20 plus points. I mean, we know he's a guy that's going to give you a lot of assists, a lot of rebounds, and a lot of hustle, but he averaged just 9.4 points in the regular season. But in the playoffs, Hart has elevated his game and he stepped up big time. Dante DiVincenzo is going to give you basically 19 every single night, and he only took 10 shots, which is crazy to think about. He was 5 of 10 from the field, 4 of 8 from 3. Hartenstein gives you 14. Of course, he had 8 in that third quarter, and then OG gave the Knicks 10. But defensively, they held the Sixers to 101. Normally, when you see Maxey score 35 and Embiid score 34, you're thinking, oh boy, the Knicks are in trouble. They're going to give up a lot of points tonight. But nobody else scored besides them. 10 for Tobias, 8 for Lowry, 4 for Oubre, and then we talked about the bench scoring just 10 points for Philadelphia. In Game 3, I expect the Knicks to be a lot better. You have to understand that Joel Embiid, his knee is not going to improve. Yeah, sure, the Sixers can make adjustments, but they made a lot of adjustments in Game 2, and they still weren't able to pick up the win. Down the stretch, the talks were about the officiating. Oh, Maxey, he has the ball, of course, when Brunson and Hart were trying to steal it from him. There's a timeout that was missed. And then it's, oh, well, before that, Maxey was held, and then Maxey drives, he gets blocked. I mean, there's just all this complaining, and I get it, man. Plays like that definitely can be irritating. I mean, Knicks fans would know better than anyone. They've been screwed over a ton. But it's just, what about the Knicks? Brunson knocking down a 3-ball. That steal, and then Dante, of course, knocking down a 3-ball. It just plays like that, and then the block shot. OG hits the free throws, and then Embiid misses the 3. It's plays like that that have always gone against the Knicks. They've never gone in our favor, and that's why it's been frustrating to be a Knicks fan. It's hard to find an American sports team that has struggled to win as much as the New York Knicks. I mean, I've sat through that 17-win Knicks team, the Melo era, Phil Jackson, Of course, there was a couple of promising things through that, Kristaps Porzingis, but then Porzingis gets traded. And that Porzingis trade actually saved the franchise of the Knicks. Believe it or not, a lot of people probably don't know that. That cleared up a ton of salary cap space, and it sort of just reset the Knicks. And then they brought in new management. Of course, Leon Rose and those boys, and Coach Thibodeau getting the promotion, or at least they brought him in to be the head coach, and we know the rest is history. But the Knicks are doing this with Jalen Brunson being inefficient, playing the worst basketball of his career. They're doing it without Julius Randle, who isn't just a starter. He's an All-NBA player. Like, Randle this season looked like he was going to have the best year of his career. He looks significantly better. He was efficient. He was physical. He was dominant. And in January, the Knicks had nearly the best month of their franchise history. I mean, they were 16-2 or something crazy like that. And Randall's gonna miss the season. And of course, I mean, a lot of Knicks fans, and I'll throw myself into that as well, this offseason, coming off of that loss to the Heat, were saying to trade Randall, to start Obi Toppin. And of course, Coach Thibodeau was never going to do that. The Knicks were never going to do that. And we'll wait and see what happens, because we do need to see Randall put together a good playoff series. But the Knicks clearly were building something special. They look like the best team in the NBA. And I don't expect them to win the championship. I think they can, and I'm obviously rooting for them. I don't think the Knicks are necessarily might end up winning the championship this year. But can they get to the Eastern Conference Finals? Can they even get to the NBA Finals? Absolutely. I mean, that's the type of range I have. I mean, I'd love to see this team make a deep playoff run and then get Randall back and win it all. But hey, if they can get it done this year, that would be even better, obviously. But I just want to see the Knicks put together a game 3 where Jalen Brunson's on his game. He shoots the ball well, and I definitely want to continue to see guys around him be aggressive, though. Brunson doesn't need to take 29, 30 shots every single night, but he definitely needs to get to his spots and just continue to get his guys open looks. I mean, Brunson, despite the shooting struggles, he's still giving you 8 boards. Last game, he had, I think it was 5 or 6 offensive rebounds in game 1, 6 assists tonight. He knocked down the biggest shot that Brunson took tonight. He made, and it was that 3-pointer where he went to his right side, and I believe it was over Maxey, and then it rolled in. He knocks that down, and then the Knicks get a steal. They knock down another 3. I mean, they close off in an 8-0 run. I mean, this Knicks team, it just seems special. It seems magical, and I truly do hope that they can make that big playoff run that we've been waiting for. I mean, the farthest the Knicks have made it in the playoffs since I've been alive. Well, technically, they did go to the finals. I was born in December of 1998, so technically we did go to the NBA Finals. But since I started watching the Knicks, the second round, I started watching the Knicks back in 2010. So I've been watching the Knicks for 14 years now. And the farthest they've gone in the playoffs is the second round. And of course, there's 4 rounds. So I've never seen the Knicks make it to the conference finals. I've never seen the Knicks make it to the finals. And I've never seen the Knicks be a true championship contender. Even that Knicks team that won, 54 games back in 2013, I never thought of that team as a championship contender. I mean, I do think they should have beat Indiana, but I mean, the Miami Heat had one of the greatest teams ever, and the Knicks were never beating them. So that's the thing, is now the Knicks, okay, yeah, the Celtics are great. They won over 60 games, but we know the Knicks can beat the Celtics because they just had a 30-point lead in the third quarter against them when the starters were out there. And then, of course, the Knicks went to the bench. But I believe the Knicks right now defensively can hold anyone. And then offensively, as long as guys continue to step up around Brunson, they'll be in a great spot. But as soon as we see Brunson get back to himself, I mean, I think the Knicks are going to make quick work of the Sixers. And it's not like the Sixers are a bad team. Like, I get they're the 7th seed and all, but the Sixers were 31-8 with a healthy Joel Embiid, who's not healthy, but they do have a good team. But really, the Knicks just need to finish off the series as quickly as they possibly can, and definitely don't mess around. The Knicks have had some bad first quarters. They were awful in game 1 in the first quarter, and then game 2 they were bad as well, 25-18 differential. But hey, the Knicks just get off the better starts and continue to trust your guys. I mean, Josh Hart, he didn't shoot the 3-ball particularly well in the regular season, but in the playoffs, man, has he shot it well. I guess the Sixers, there's just something about it where Josh Hart is unlocked, man. I don't know, man. Maybe it's because it's Philadelphia. I have no clue, but it's just crazy to see Devo go 4 of 8 from 3, Hart 4 of 7. I mean, these guys stepped up, man, because think about it. The Knicks shot 33.3% from 3. Imagine if you took out Hart and Devo's efficiency. I mean, it would be, man, that would be so low. So, yeah, I can't wait for game 3. I'm super excited. And, man, there's just something that's going in the Knicks' favor. Hopefully it can continue to go our way because the East is truly wide open. I mean, the one team that everyone's trying to chase is the Boston Celtics. But I think the team that can give the Celtics the biggest run for their money is going to be the Knicks because of their defense, because they've got shot creators. And you can make an argument that the Knicks have the best player on the floor this season. I know Jason Tatum's incredible. He's an all-NBA first-team type of player. But Jalen Brunson this season has been better than Tatum. So when they go up against the Celtics, Brunson and Tatum, man, would that be a great duel? But in terms of who's around them is going to be the question. But man, we got to focus on this though. I'm getting way ahead of myself. We got to focus on this series and just figure out a way to get a win in Game 3 in Philadelphia. But yeah, it's your boy Nick Staley. I'm out. Peace.